Hey, how's she going, boys? Mike here. Welcome back to Grampie's Workshop. The project today, I'm going to try and organize my fluid storage in my shed. I keep all my fluids, like oils and whatnot, in the shed away from the shop, just because it kind of contains the oily mess in one spot rather than having it in several different places. But in my storage shed where I keep the oils, you know, they're all on shelves and various places, nooks and whatnot. But when I go to look for oil, I pick it up and I have to look at each one to see what the label is. Is this my 10W30 oil? Is this my bar oil? Is this my hydraulic oil? Anyways, it's getting to be a nuisance. So what I'm going to do is organize it, put a few signs up, see if I can make it a little easier to find out what I have and what I need and what's good and what's bad in the storage shop for my fluids. Let's go get her done. Okay, to get started on this task, what I've done is, first of all, I made a list here of all the different fluids I have out there. For example, I've got mixed gas, mixed 50-to-1. I've got 4 cans of gas that are conditioned. I've got some diesel that's conditioned. I've got TDH tractor oil. I've got waste oil. I've got 10W30. I've got chain bar oil. So lots of different oils out there, and I need to put some labels on them. So the other thing I'm going to need is I've got my label maker, my little DYMO label maker. This is great, eh? I don't know how expensive it was. If I can find the link, I'll put the link down below. But having one of these in the shop, it's great, especially for a guy like me, because the older I get, the less I want to remember. So I make labels for everything. So it's good to have a label maker. I have some, this is just scrap of quarter-inch Luan. It's underlay. That's what I'm going to use. You can use anything. You could use cardboard if you wanted, just something stiff. The other thing is, I've got some baling wire here I'm going to use to make a tie to put on these little wooden labels. So I've got my pliers to bend and cut the wire. And also, just to make it doubly protective, I've got some clear packing tape here that I'm going to use to wrap these little signs that I make. So let me see, I have, oh yeah, what I'm planning on doing is cutting that Luan into little strips like this, right? To make me a little bit wider. This is just an example. Oh, here's a better one. Look, here's one I got already made up. Just a little strip. I just put test on this, but I printed out the label, stuck it on, wrapped the tape around it, then made a hook out of the wire. So now I can just hook this on the various cans that's in the shop to identify what's what and try to keep better track of it. Alright, so what I've done is I've ripped a bunch of that Luan, about an inch, three quarters to an inch wide. You know, it doesn't matter, whatever you like. So I got a bunch of those strips, and then what I did here in my saw is I set up a stop block so I can make repeated cuts, and that's just, I don't know, 4.5, 5 inches, something like that. So I'm going to put these in here. I'm going to cut a bunch. 4 at a time, I guess. We'll see what happens. So we're going to try this. Alexa, turn on the vac. So I'm just going to cut a bunch of these. Alright, I've made quite a few blanks. I don't know that I'm going to need that many. But what I did was I just cut them up, drilled a little hole in the end here, and where they were rough and whatnot I sanded them down a little bit, but I didn't spend a lot of time on them. So now I'm going to make a label. So I turn on my label maker, and the first thing I have here is mixed gas 50-to-1. So I'll just print out this label. $50. See if we have a symbol here for. Yeah, right there, look at that. 50 to 1. And then print that. And then I'm going to print 2 of them just to make it easier, you can put one on both sides of the blank. And one thing I forgot to mention, another tool we're going to need to do this job is scissors, or in my case I have snips. So just cut that off there. Now I printed this in medium font size. That tends to work best for me, but you can use whatever you want. So mixed gas 50:1, and then I'll put one on the back side. So there is our little label with the sign on it, if you can read that. And then the tricky part is getting this tape on it. I plan to just wrap the whole thing in the tape, and then maybe just cut the end of it here to try to wrap it up neat. Yeah, I don't think that's going to work, so I'll just seal that off in the end, seal this off in the end, and then cut that, and cut this. So there we have it. Now I'm going to take some of my baling wire here. I don't know how much I'm going to need, but that looks like enough. What do you think? So then we stick one in through the hole that I drilled. Flip that up. Then take your pliers and just twist that on there. One thing you want to try to make sure is that this end of the wire gets smoothened down as good as you can. And there. So there we have one tag ready to go. Let's go out in the shed and we'll hang this, just see how that's going to work. So out here in the shed I've got this little jug, and that's marked 50:1, but kind of hard to see. It says mixed 50:1, but it's kind of half wore off. And this one says mixed 50:1, a little easier to see it on this jug. But you have to lift it down off the shelf to get a look at it. So what I'm going to do is, I'm just going to take my little sticker that I made, put that on here, and wrap that around like that, just so that it's not so easily caught by your hand. You can that wire is flexible enough, you can put it whichever way you want. So now when I come out, I can just look in the tag. Oh yeah, there's my 51, and away I go. So like this is mixed, this is regular, and down here on the lower shelf, there's all my oils. What's this? Well, I don't know. I have to take it off the shelf and see. Oh yeah, that's 10W30. It's this one here. Oh yeah, I don't know. I remember buying that, but what is it? Oh, that's hydraulic oil, 22 weight. Okay, yeah, all right, now I know. What's this one? I don't know. Let's see. I have to pull it out and see, right? So, I'm going to put some labels on all of that as well. And I think that's going to be a nice little addition, right? I can see right quick what that is. And it's not in the way when it comes time to use the jug. Let's go make some more. So there we go. We got everything tagged, and it's a lot easier now to see quickly what I've got. 10W40, 22 weight, hydraulic oil, and you know right away. You can just look quickly. And what I think is going to be nice about this is like I can look quick and see what I should have and what I don't have, and I'll be able to pick it out really quick to know what I need to refill with. So I think that's going to work good. So these little tags, I think they're going to be great. I don't know about you guys, but I'd always have oil, like little jugs, half full jugs of oil. I'd stick it on the shelf out there, and 2 days later I have no idea in the world what it was or where it came from. So anyways, now it's all labeled, so I know. I think it's going to work good. And getting one of those little labelers, whether it's a DYMO or other makes, I don't know who makes them all, but I think having one of those labelers, it's a valuable thing to have in the shop, and if you get a chance, you should see about getting one. In the meantime, thank you if you're new to the channel. Thank you for coming in and having a look. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you come back often. And for my regular viewers, thanks a million for all you do too. Don't forget, comment. Let me know what you think of all these labels. Am I crazy making all these labels, or is this a good idea? In the meantime, stay safe, stay healthy. Comments, thumbs up. Did I mention that already? We'll talk to you.